Hey everyone, welcome back. My name is Lynn and welcome to my channel. Yes, I've changed my name, All Things Home with Lynn, because that's what my channel is all about. It's about all the things in the home, for the home, family, all the rest, doing things on a budget, frugally, and hopefully in an encouraging way. So what are we talking about tonight? How do I do it? Where do I get it from? Who do I get it from? How can you do the same thing? How can you get free food? Is it really free? Well, we're going to talk about it. So I get free food. Fortunately, I work in a place where we tend to get donations. I work in ministry, so anytime you're in ministry, people tend to donate. So, for example, today I got an aloe plant. Not too bad, right? I got one the other day as well. Aloe plants, I love house plants. I've got a whole plant stand going on over here. I'll have to show you someday. But I got 2 aloe plants. Aloe is very good. You can use it for healing, medicinal purposes, and all the rest. I thought that was quite nice. Somebody donated a whole slew of aloe plants for anybody on our staff. Example today, I got a bunch of clothes donated to our organization, and there were scarves and there was jewelry. Jewelry and scarves. Oh yeah. I honestly didn't take anything. There wasn't anything I absolutely loved, and I'm trying to keep the loves and not the likes so I can keep my stockpile of clothing and stuff to a limit. I don't need to keep everything, but we also get all kinds of other things once in a while. For example, we had a local bakery give us today. I got bagels, so they came in little bags. I got a few of those. They came with muffins, so I brought some muffins home for the guys, and some jelly donuts, and they smell delicious. So this local bakery on Mondays has been stopping by my office and making donations of bakery items. So the bakery items have been coming every Monday. We have quite enjoyed it at the office. We're all munching out on a muffin or a donut or something with our coffee. It's been great. So if you remember, back in 2020, I started a food swap with my friends and family because I needed corn and they needed a can of tomato sauce or a can of soup or whatever, and going to the store, masking up, waiting online, hoping to find what you want. So we started doing this thing of, hey, instead of running to the store, do you happen to have a can of corn? And I'm like, I do. And I'd say, well, you know what? And they'd say, anything you need? Well, I'm looking for a can of, I remember the one girl that we always swapped with, she was always looking for diced tomatoes, and I had a lot of those cans. So we ended up just sort of out of friendship swapping food that we had in our pantries that we were not using or had an abundance of, and I could give you what I have an abundance of, and this is what I'm looking for. Other people caught wind of this and then also started to work with us on this. So I did have a friend that hit the food pantries, and I don't know enough about it, but apparently there's a pass in our area and you get to go to all of these places once a month or once a week or something. So she would go, but she timed it right. She would go at the end of the day, like the last one to go through, and she would get her stuff. And then in addition, they just load you up with, here, we're going to be throwing all this stuff out. Can you know anybody that can use it? So she would get all the over and above, and then she would sort out what she didn't need, give it to me. I would give her stuff that I had that maybe somebody gave me that I didn't need, and it was great. We got some fresh produce, we would get meat, we got all kinds of stuff. I was well stocked in 2020 and 2021. Pretty much didn't need to do a whole lot of grocery shopping, even though I did out of, a lot of it panic and uncertainties. But she shared that, and it was stuff that they were getting rid of anyway. There is a community outreach in my area. There's actually 2. Stipulations, and one is both of them are at, they're 2 different churches. One, you go and they have different tents that you drive up to. One's the bread tent, the meat tent, the vegetable tent, the canned goods, and so on and so forth. And every time you go, you never know what you're going to find. And they tell you how many people in your family, and you get an amount given to you, and they just put it in the trunk of your car. They get meal kits from local restaurants that are like takeouts that you get. I mean, you just never know. The other one is a church where you go and you get a box of produce. It's pre-packaged, and you just get a box. And anytime we've gotten it, and the hard part is it's on a day that I work. It's every Friday from like 10 to 2. I work, I cannot get there, but you get like a cabbage and carrots and some apples and some oddball things. Sometimes there's actually carton milk and so on and so forth, but it's pretty much produce. So are there community outreaches in your area? So here's the thing. How do I get free food? My husband said it the best. The other day we were talking about this. He says, you have not because you ask not. And people are going to go, oh yeah, like who am I going to ask? I could just hear some of you going, yeah, what is Lynn even talking about? Here's the thing. Ask people. If you want to start a food swap like I did, talk to some of your friends and say, hey, I was watching this crazy woman on YouTube. Her name's Lynn, and she started a food swap with her friends. I was thinking about getting it together. Do you guys like ever have, maybe somebody's gone keto and they have all this pasta in the house, and I'm like, I've got so much pasta, I don't know what to do with it. Or they tried some recipes and they went, oh, I bought all this stuff and I'm never going to use it. Can I use it? Can I swap out with you? And does that always mean that I give you something, you give me something? Not in my world. Now, your world is different, but, you know, we just share what we have. And I have two viewers, Robin and Carolyn, and they were saying sometimes basically, I'll paraphrase an email I got from them that said, it's better to give than to receive. And yes, there are times that receiving is a necessity for various reasons, but a lot of times just being a blessing to someone else is a blessing, period. And I really feel that God honors that. So we started doing this food swap. Why can't you do that? Call your friends, get family together. Maybe you have a son or a daughter that lives outside the home and say, hey, I've got this. I know you guys aren't doing that anymore. You know, maybe we could do a little food swap. Get the girls together on a, you know, Saturday afternoon and have a pot of coffee and tell everybody to bring their, you know, their favorite side dish or bag, do a brown bag lunch and come on over and I'll have a pot of soup, bring your own sandwich, and bring any canned goods or any, you know, food, vegetables, meat, whatever you got that you can't use in your home, and we're going to do a food swap and do it like a cookie exchange and swap. Check out your local community and see what type, if you're not eligible for the food pantry or the food banks, see what other types of outreaches that are out there. You have not because you ask not. I post things on my personal Facebook page, and I've had other people say, I didn't know about that, but I knew about this, and we swap information. It's not always product that we're swapping, but we're swapping information. What we really need to do is to build a community. Building a community of friends and networking in a way that's going to benefit you and your family, and you can then turn around and benefit another family. So my mom has continued to network with somebody in her church where they do this food swap as well, and then she gives me the extras. So I got 2 bags of carrots, which was great. Then I got a jar of spaghetti sauce, which was great. I got some hamburger helper, and then I got 2 cans of Star-Kissed tuna. And it was funny, they had the albacore, which is what she likes, and I like the chunk light, so that worked out well. Then we had a local grocery store where in our community, and they donated some extra, I don't know what it was, I don't know why they donated, but they donated to where I work. So the word went out, food is in the basement, you know, first come, first serve. So I got a box of Jiffy corn mix, and Best By date is not until August of this year. I know, I don't want to hear expirations or no expirations. I'm not going to have that discussion. just letting you know what the date is. I got a package of instant potatoes. They had a block of cheese. This is not something, this is like a Velveeta. I don't normally buy something like this, but I have found my son, as you know from many of my past food hauls, likes the box with the squeezy pack and the shells noodles, and I have found that I can do a box of elbow macaroni for $1.25. I can get a box, use half a block of this, and it's a whole lot cheaper. So I've been doing that. Chocolates. Somebody donated chocolates, so I brought some chocolates home for the family. Another thing that was in that free food at work was this granulated 0-calorie sweetener. It says it tastes great, and it's like whatever you would use for sugar in baking, you can use this as a substitute. You know what? I might not ever have bought this because it's probably very expensive, but it says it's a sugar replacement. But if I want to bake something, I'll try this, 0-calorie. Let's do it. What other things did I get? Oh, I had, so Stop and Shop. You saw my video the other night when I got the $5 ham. Well, I forgot to tell you that in that, I got a $7 coupon. Now I have to use this up by, I think it's the middle of next week, the end of next week. And I have to spend $130, but I get $7 off. Okay, first of all, how many of you can go to the grocery store and blink and you've got over $100 in your cart? So the other night, what you saw was $88, so a few dollars more. I could have gotten milk and butter and things that I could, use in the next few weeks and store up in the fridge, and I get a $7 coupon. Well, one of the things they had is this point system, and I've been using their app by just buying the sales for the past 2 months, and I got a $7 coupon, which then I was able to purchase 2 cases of water and use the $7 coupon, so I got 2 cases of water for free. So how do you get free food? You coupon. You do food swaps. You check out local things in your area that do community outreaches. You ask people, hey, what do you have? I'm willing to swap out. Listen, this is not the time, if you're on a budget, to be shy and, I don't know. Ask. Now, I do have the benefits because I work in ministry that we do have things donated on occasion. But with that being said, many of you work in a maybe a decent paying position. Maybe not great. Maybe it is great, but a decent paying position. I work in ministry, which means I get a modest missionary salary. And it's, it's low. We just make ends meet. So part of the benefit of working in ministry is that people will donate things. I have a local lady that we have connected, and it's funny. I always tell my husband, I no sooner get rid of stuff that I get things given to me. And I had, over the years of working last 30 years working in ministry, we have had people we've connected with, and then when that person either passed away or moved on or moved away or whatever, God just brought somebody else in. Well, right now I have this woman, and she is a bargain hunter. So she'll find like stuff like this for like 10 cents at Dollar General markdown, and she'll buy a whole case of it and hand it to me and say, here, find somebody that needs it. So I'll take a box or two, and then I pass it out to people. No strings attached, not for a swap, just to, to bless them. She'll come in with clothing. She came in with the other day of children's pajamas. Who can I give these to? She'll just come in with some random things. And it was interesting because I saw her today, and she said to me, you know what I like about you? She said, you don't turn things down, and you always find somebody who could use it. My answer to her was, there is somebody out there that needs something. And I have, in our own local community where I live, have become that type of a resource where somebody will say, hey, do you know anybody that needs a couch? Do you know anybody that needs a TV? I happen to have this, I happen to have that. I put the word out. I tell my pastor and his wife, they get the word out in church. I'll put it on Facebook. Hey, I got a free yada yada. We had somebody come to me and said, I have an Instapot and I have a crock pot. And both of them I've used once. I don't like either one. They're 99% brand new. Can you find somebody who can use them? I immediately knew somebody that needed a crock pot, and I knew somebody else whose Instant Pot just died, so I gave them the Instant Pot. How did I benefit from that? I got no money. I got nothing in return. My return was that I was able to bless somebody, and this person that didn't want them, they were thrilled because they just wanted to get rid of it. So I've kind of taken on that role in my own community of just building a community of reaching out and being a blessing. So I'll go back to, can you too get free food? Yes, you can. You can do the couponing. You can get all those kind of special deals at the stores, but you can build a community of people that are willing to come together and share the resources that they have. You can check on local things, whether it is the food bank or the food pantry. But sometimes if you don't qualify for that, community outreaches. There's two. They're both within 20 minutes of my house. There might be others. These are the two that I currently know of. And I take advantage of them. If you have a disability of some sort, check into that. Is there things for people with a disability? Check, like Graham has epilepsy. We can call the Epilepsy Foundation. Are there discounts? Are there things that we could get? So on and so forth. I'm not trying to say that this is a win-win every time you do it. No, I've spent years building my community of people needing things and people giving them to me. People now know. Call Lynn Wilson. Give her a call in the community. Oh yeah, call my friend Lynn because she always finds somebody that needs something. And I do. Very few times have I tried to get rid of things and couldn't and had to donate them to a thrift shop. What's the worst that can happen? I drive to the local thrift shop and I donate it and somebody buys it there and is blessed by it. I have many times, we have a free websites for our area. You know, people giving away couches for free, dishes for free, clothing for free. And it's on there too. You can post things on there. People have actually put canned goods for free. They had an overabundance of something and I'll even show you at the top of the can, you know, here's the expiration date. Cans are not dented. People give away things for free as well. Check out your apps, check out your Facebook. There's a lot of Facebook groups that give away free things. I don't know. Is that a help to you? Is that any help? It's a help to me. I tell you, I started with my community, just being a neighbor, a good neighbor, and trying to help those. I know how many times somebody has given me something and I'm like, whoa, that's exactly what I needed. And there are other times, for example, we had something donated. I need one of those things where you put your onion in it and you press it down and it chops it. I don't know what you call those things. I want to get one of those. It's in my Amazon cart, but not in the budget right now. So, you know, it stays in there. Well, somebody donated a brand new one with a bunch of other things to our organization. I was like, I was ready to take it. I was so excited. That's just what I wanted to buy, and I haven't been able to buy it. And I was like, and somebody else walked up and said, oh, wow, I could use these for my salads. And she has a lot of dietary issues, so she has to have certain fruits and vegetables and do things a certain way. And I was like, ugh. And somebody else noticed and she said, oh no, I think Lynn wanted that. I said, no, it's okay. She's, no, you take it. I said, no, you need it more than I do. I would like that because it would be a convenience, but she needs that for the dietary restrictions that she has. I stepped back. I did not take it. You know what? That's just being a good neighbor, a good friend, and a generous heart. Sometimes it's just your place to know your place and let somebody else be blessed. The Lord will bless me, provide for me in other ways. This was not a necessity. It wasn't like it was the last thing I'd have to eat. Let her be blessed. I was happy for her. But I challenge you to find a way to get free food and free stuff in your local community, in your local outreaches that you have. If you know of other resources that could benefit the other viewers that are on here. Let's build a community that we too, in our little circle, with all things here at my home, let's build our own community of how can we help each other. We might not be in the same state, you might be out of the country, but you know what? There are resources that we can share with each other and just say, hey, check this resource out because here is a great resource that is good anywhere in the country. Or have you ever thought of this, or have you ever thought of that? I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was a benefit. Oh, please like and subscribe. I would love that. My channel is growing. I'm so excited, and I'll catch you all on the next video.